Hello, thank you for watching. I am Sandra Lee. I have a guest with me today. This is my friend Sunshine Layne, and she does all kinds of really fascinating stuff. She's a holistic, spiritual, and soul life coach and a medium, and she helps people connect with their soul and their spiritual body. And she does a lot of things that I don't do, and I really love talking with her. So, welcome, Sunshine. Glad you're here.
Hi.
Tell
Hello,
us a little.
Sandra. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. So, tell me, what led you to this work?
What led me to the work? Well, I'll share a little bit about my roadmap. When I was born with cerebral palsy. So I had to learn how to function with my physical body. I had to learn to talk. I had to learn to walk. I had to learn to sit. And that was every day for the first 18 years of my life. And with that, I was really supported by my family and my parents especially to be me, to always be me and be grateful for everything. And with that, I believe we're all divine souls here having a human experience to love and to heal our soul, to evolve it in the divine. And we all come in with gifts and we all come in with our spiritual soul and know what we're to do. It's through human experiences we fall into that conditioned self, right? That might not be our programming or might not be our beliefs, but that's what we're instilled with. So we go into that, just that physical being, just that physical body. And there's so many other bodies, right? There's the emotional, there's the mental body, there's the spiritual, and there's the ether body. And to us, we see, and we're conditioned to only see that physical body and not the stuff that we consider invisible outside of us, right? And there's so much divine, beautiful, higher consciousness things going on. We're totally supported at all times. And we're here to illuminate and heal each other. We're all from the same place, right? We're all one, but we're on separate journeys to love and to heal our soul, our oversoul. So with being totally opened, I knew nothing different than connecting with spirit. All my life, I was actually 21 when I realized I read a book and I thought, people aren't all open. And I didn't realize that. I thought everybody did it. I actually see people's souls before I see their human form. And I've always did that. And then I was 35 when, I was around physical mentors. I had spirit up until that point. I always just worked with spirit. And I've always practiced mediumship and I've always worked with souls that are crossing over and different things. But when it came to working with individuals and people, they'd contact me about energy work or mediumship, mostly mediumship. And I just feel that everybody has the answers within and everybody has gifts. Everybody has gifts. It's just tapping into them again. But people would come to me and they'd be right there and they'd be wanting, to do the reading and stuff. But it was like going through layers and layers to get, to their soul. It's them doing the work always. They're allowing the access. I'm just like a radio dial, right? That goes in and tunes in kind of thing. And so I spoke to spirit about it takes a lot of energy for a mediumship and it's very divine, profound information. And it takes a lot of energy from somebody that is doing the mediumship and connecting with that, your soul, right? And so I didn't want to put in energy on trying to get in there. And that's when, I realized that all our bodies and systems can be stuck, right? Can be blocked, can have so much in there, right? You can only fill a glass so far. And then what happens, right? It overflows. That's how our bodies and systems are, And so I started working the spirit on healing modalities that they shared with me to work with people to be able to, that's where no matter what body we're looking at, the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, the ether body, they're all energy. Our physical body is energy too. And we're to flow, right? Energy flows. It cannot remain the same. But us here, as having our human experience, we want to stay the same, right? We like that comfort zone. Anything unknown to us is uncomfortable. And, through our consciousness, we can create pain with that. So it's going in and, that's where the dis-ease comes, right? When we can't have the flow, when we can't grow forward, when we can't move forward, when we can't expand. Our soul knows everything about us in past lives, to what we're doing here, what we've experienced here already. But we go into that old programming. We go into repeating things, right? So the healing modalities, the cellular releases I do actually go in and clear those systems and bodies to make room for new experiences to come in. We have thoughts in our physical body that turns into emotion, that turns into a feeling. No matter if we look at negative or positive feelings, they're all positive. They're all, even if we feel angry and we think, oh, I'm not going to feel that way, it's still attached to our bodies and systems. It's still resonating. It's still in there. And that's how the disease stays, right? And cuts up that flow, and we get the pain, and we get the hurt, and we get stuck, when really feelings are treasures and gifts and lessons. And they just want to be acknowledged, accepted, received, honored, and moved out and let go of, so we can move forward, so we can expand our soul, so we don't need to keep replaying the same thing. Our soul's like, oh, we have did this, right? Let's gather some more information while we're here. Let's live life to the fullest, right?
So tell me more about how you do these cellular releases.
Oh, the cellular releases. I'm just going to take a drink for a quick second. The cellular releases, it is a cellular release because from lifetime to lifetime, we carry a cell, one same cell over. And a lot of times, because of different lifetimes, because we haven't let go of things, right? Here in the physical, it might be the way we passed that we were uncomfortable with it. And even up in the divine, there's nobody judging us here in the physical or up in the divine, like how we judge ourselves. We're the hardest person on ourselves. So even when we're up after a lifetime, we have like a life review, and we're looking at, oh, I did this, and that could have been different, because our consciousness is more pure, right, and more higher. And sometimes when we're there, we have a really hard time on forgiving ourselves, just like down here, but it's more difficult up there because we don't have the physical body. We can't necessarily say, I meant to tell you I loved you. I should have hugged you more. I should have apologized. I was being defensive, right? We don't have the physical body anymore to have that voice, the arms to hug anymore, right? So it's actually can be, depending on our soul, more challenging. So we carry that into another lifetime to heal it, right? And
So
so the cellular releases.
how do you do the cellular? Yeah, how do you do the cellular releases?
So the cellular releases, there's different types that I do. So I'll talk about the Newfound Freedom cellular release. It's done at a cellular level, and it's done with anybody I work with. It's love, grace, and ease. It doesn't have to be difficult, right? We might have little hills. We don't need to make mountains out of them. But what it is about is it's done in 3 different stages all at once. And for example, forgiveness. Forgiveness has to come within first, right? And then out. So we think of forgiveness as being difficult or challenging, or we may think of forgiveness as we're making sacrifices or the other person's winning, right? Forgiveness starts within, and that's where we start with the release, and it's forgiveness made simple, right? It's profound, it's very beautiful. Then we journey together, and we go into a ceremony, and we actually cut cords with individuals. If it's people that we've known for a long time, if it's people in family that we're really close to, we all have energy cords attached to people. Sandra, you and I, we have energy cords, and they can pull us in and they can pull us out. But we have a healthy energy cord. But people close to us, we have situations, right? We have things that we support them in. So what happens is we get all these energy cords that are pulling from our energy to the other person and intertwined and suffocating that healthy cord. So it's going in and it's cutting the cords that we no longer need and keeping that healthy cord. Or a lot of times, people can decide to cut all of the cords, right? And maybe you got all the reflections, all the lessons and gifts and treasures from individual. And that's a very beautiful ceremony that we do, and we do with Angel Michael. And then we go in and we do more work around the subconscious, right? We're so full of programming and beliefs that aren't even ours. And, everything comes, from the thoughts, which are very powerful things, and we put out into the universe, and then we speak something and it brings it even more so, right, out to the universe. So clearing our subconscious mind out of what we no longer need, so we can make room in our minds and our systems and bodies for that, what we do need as of now. And then part of the release we do too is claiming your voice. That is so powerful. Speaking your truth, right? About when we're doing the cellular release, it could be you, right? You find you're working on yourself all the way through. It could be another situation with an individual, or it could be a few individuals. We never know what's going to happen. But to do this kind of work with another individual that you've had situations with, a lot of times we haven't been able to speak our truth, right? We haven't been able to, we might have felt belittled by them or let down by them. So it's clearing our voice and speaking our truth within the cellular release, and being able to speak about how you felt before with this person, and accepting them fully who they are, right? But then changing and setting really healthy boundaries on what you're able to allow with accepting fully who they are.
Okay, so we're going to have to keep our answers a little bit shorter.
Yes.
Because we're going to run out of time. But it's wonderful. Tell me, do you do this one-on-one or in classes or programs? What's the best way for people to receive this work?
Well, everybody is an individual, unique, divine soul. So some people might want to do the one-on work. I do work one-on-one, and I do a group program too. And cellular releases are all through the group program, because they're tools that, I want to help share and heal people. And so when you're in the program, they're always able to access. And once you've learned them, you can go in and do them yourselves.
So people can do them, learn how to do them themselves.
Yes, they can. Yeah, through the program.
Well, that's really useful. Okay, so it's like, tell me, who benefits the most from this work?
Well, every soul that wants to connect, but a lot of people, especially the way the world has been in the last 2 years, we're going from like a survival mode here on Mother Earth to a co-creation and a thriving. And a lot of people have said, why is this happening? And it's stepping in to your soul, to your knowing, to your essence here in the physical on Mother Earth like never before, right? We can have a flavor of heaven on earth right here on Mother Earth, right? So anybody that may be seeking, like, I know there has to be more to life. I've tried different things, but not finding resolve. It doesn't matter if, you've never practiced anything like this, or you've been practicing it for years, right? There's just so much information to grow and expand and move forward. If we were perfect and knew everything, we wouldn't be in this lifetime. We'd be completed, right? So
So tell us about the
Yes.
workshop you have coming up.
Oh, I am doing the Newfound Freedom Cellular Release, which I just mentioned that one release. I'm doing that Thursday, April 28th at 1:11 Eastern Time.
And how long is it? I mean, how do people participate in that?
Oh, it's 2 hours. So they have to register, and then they'll be sent a link to join us, a Zoom link.
So tell me about the
Yes.
significance of 111.
I work with spirit. Any kind of work that I do, I open up each time, and we'll just communicate about what we're going to do, and that time was given.
Because I noticed that you
Yeah.
use you do things at 111 a lot. So
Yes, 11:11. Yes, yeah, I do. It's really beautiful angel numbers too, and it's something that I see typically everywhere, every day. Is another thing.
so do you like using numerology?
I do know of numerology, and I do love it, but it's something that um, I just trust when I'm showing different numbers. That's the vibration, that's the frequency that, yeah, I know that I need to work with.
So is there anything that you want people to take away from this conversation today?
Oh, that we all are divine souls here having a human experience. We're all equal, we're all one big family, and we all illuminate each other. But we're on different journeys as far as love and healing. But we all can help each other heal, and we all have the ability to heal.
So do you have a special message or way that people can think about the stress and the craziness and maybe the loss and the things that have happened in this really rough couple of years? What guidance do you have people for that?
Well, like I say, we're stepping in from a survival here on Earth. And as a collective, we have created this, and we can't continue, the way it is. So we are changing into a co-creation and thriving in a co-creation. Our thoughts, right? What we put out there is, can you imagine? I'm not somebody for media or TV or news, but can you imagine if we turned on the radio and the TV, and all we experienced every day was every single miracle that happened on Earth? That would change the whole vibration of Mother Earth, all of us, and we're all divine, expansive souls, and we can do that, right? It's just stepping into that soul and our knowing, and we're very, very. We've taken we've had our fear, right? And not just recently, but fear for many years. Fear is a feeling, right? But it's a survival feeling, right? Is there a tiger going to get me? But it's been so distorted, and it's the foundation of everything. And to me, yes, it's a survival thing, but at the same time, it's not our foundation, right? It's false evidence appearing real. It's not, it's distorted.
This is one of the
Yes.
places where I can see the impact of doing the cellular releases. So I've really come to realize recently the importance of addressing the water and how the water stores the memory of everything. And, like we are talking about, all of the stress and how we choose to look at or perceive or deal with the situation going on in the world. And when my cells are all gunked up with old programs and with traumas from the past, my ability to respond in an empowered way to the things that happen every day and the stresses and the situations, I'm going to respond differently when my cells are all gunked up. And so having these cellular releases, clearing that stuff out of there so that I can respond in a way that is more consistent with what I really want, as opposed to conditioned trauma responses from the past.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's like looking
it's
at
your,
that's the impact of
yes.
the work that Sunshine is talking about. So it's like, if you out there watching this, it's like, oh, here's the benefit to me of working with Sunshine and getting these cellular releases. It helps free me from these traumatic, difficult, out of control, maybe, responses that I've had to my life in the past.
Yes. And it's, you know, our physical body is in our mind, right? And our soul connection is in our heart. So we have to drop down to our soul, our true essence, our true knowing, and speak that and live that. And there's so much joy and peace and higher consciousness and happiness and blissfulness with that. And that is the difference. And you know, just moving everything from here, that mental gymnastics that's really loud, that could be like a CD playing that's not even you know ours in the first place. It's been ancestral or generational, and just something that's been instilled and we learned down to like our knowing. And we can break all that ancestral and generational patterns.
Well, thank you. So, Sunshine, how can people connect with you?
Well, you had mentioned that I do have a free Facebook private group, and it's called Soul Connection Seekers. And my email is infinitysoulconnection@gmail.com.
Lovely. Any last message that you have for people?
Oh, Sandra, I am so grateful that I could be here, and thank you so much for having me. And yes, I really, really enjoyed, and I love when we connect. I love the work that you do. And I'm so grateful that the universe has connected us.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Connect with Sunshine and see what she has to offer. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys. Have a magical day. Sending lots of love.